Hey, it's Junkman from VintageRock.com, and yes, here we are at NAMM 2020. One of my favorite places to be, and one of my favorite people to see, and I'm a rhymer, right, is my good friend Lisa Johnson, who's here, and we're at the 108 Rockstar Guitars booth. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming by, Jordan. I really appreciate it.
We're back at NAMM again, and just loving everything that's going on here, just absorbing it like a sponge, you know?
Absolutely.
Your booth here is always such a tranquil place. It's a place that's comfortable. You can relax. You can have a drink. You can look through your beautiful pictures. Lisa, for a lot of you that may be unfamiliar with her, she has started 108 Rockstar Guitars, and she's it's been out for a while, and now we have the Japanese version of it, and she's been fortunate enough to see these really, like, all these ultra famous guitars and photograph them, these beautiful shots. As a photographer myself, I love her work. You know, we got a few new ones here and there, and you got a new book coming out.
Yes, it's called Mortal and Immortal Guitars. It'll be out next year, and some of the photographs you see hanging in the booth will be featured in it. Peter Frampton's Phoenix guitar that was lost in the cargo plane crash.
Great story behind that one.
Finally, he got it back, and I'd been trying for many years to capture it, and I finally went to a studio in Nashville this year, and we were able to photograph it, along with his Humble Pie SG and the acoustic guitar he wrote, Baby I Love My Way on, and Do You Feel Like We Do, and
it's on the. Is that the one that's on the cover of the Frampton Comes Alive as well?
That's the one that's on the cover.
Which was lost in a plane crash for 30-something years. For somehow it just turned up. He thought it was lost forever, and he got it back, right?
Right. Someone had it, and for many years, and I think he passed away, and the son had it and took it in for repairs, and the guy who did the repair work on it recognized it as Peter's guitar and sent Peter photographs to his website. Peter got the email, and yeah, that looks like my guitar, and I think it took 3 years for him to finally get it back, and he's still touring. Well, he finished his last tour, and he toured with that guitar from the
What a story
to the end. I know.
It's like finding a long lost son.
Absolutely.
That you thought was dead.
And then over here we've got Dimebag Darrell's Dean from Hell guitar. Was able to work with Rita and met up with her at the house, and they're huge Kiss fans, so we photographed the guitar on top of the Kiss pinball machine.
He's buried in a Kiss coffin.
And behind me is Randy Rhoads. This side is the Harmony Rocket guitar. That was his very first electric guitar. That his mom allowed him to play, to learn. He had to do lessons at the Musonian School of Music, and he'd say, Mom, I want to just play electric guitar. And she's like, well, you can play electric guitar if you do these lessons, then you can play for 1 hour on this guitar, and they let me photograph it. And unfortunately, the school was recently broken into, and it was stolen.
The guitar was stolen.
So praying that raise some awareness here that he'll get it back.
So if you see this guitar at a pawn shop near you, call the authorities. At least get it checked out. We got to get it back.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm really excited about this book. It's Mortal and Immortal Guitars that is really illustrating how guitarists, they're all mortal, and they create music through wire and wood, the instrument, and that music becomes immortalized. When they eventually pass away, the song remains. The guitar remains, unless it gets stolen or damaged or smashed.
But turns up.
And that music, lives in our hearts. And the memories that come along with when we heard that song for the first time, where we were, who we were with.
Every guitar that you have shot has an amazing story behind it. She just doesn't pick random guitars. Every single one of these things, and if you read the book, 108 Rockstar Guitars, and see this, every one of these has a great backstory, which you've documented on those things. The photograph work is just amazing, too.
Well, for example, in this next book, I have John Lennon's J160E Gibson bed-in guitar that he was in Amsterdam and Montreal with, and he did the doodle drawing of himself and Yoko on it and signed it on the front of that guitar. And it's a very special piece. And I also recently was able to photograph Malcolm Young's Back in Black Gretsch that he used on that tour. Tony Iommi's Gibson SG, the Monkey guitar. He recorded all the first Black Sabbath albums.
Which they were made a mass-produced version of it that debuted at NAMM, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday they did.
That's right, yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. And
But you got the original one.
I got the original one, along with Bo Diddley's very first handmade guitar.
Square.
And the Tom Petty Flying V that inspired the logo. David Gilmour's Gretsch as well, that one of the ones that was just sold in auction. So I'm really honored to be able to get access to these treasures and photograph them up close and personal and take a portrait of them that personifies the artist without them being in it. It shows the wear and tear details of the guitar that fans can't see. They can't get that close.
Yeah, again, as a photographer, she'll show you what these scratches are, like on the guitar, and show you exactly what happened to make it. And you're very detailed in your descriptions on these things, and I really love that. Not only as a photographer, but of a fan of the music. I'm the guy that reads the album liner notes, I want to know about this stuff, and you've got to document it so well, and I've always loved that about your work.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and you always are here every year at NAMM, and you've been out to my house, and you
come 3 o'clock. It's great. You just kind of hang out. My feet are killing me. You got a great place to stay. You open up, you get a beer, and you kind of chill out for a while. And
Clock happy hour.
Yeah, happy hour's open at Lisa Johnson's place. So 108 Rockstar guitars.
Mortal and Immortal guitars, 2021.
2021 is when it's going to come out. Okay, keep your eye out on that. You're going to want this book. It's a great gift. It's just, just cool stuff is all you can say, really. It's just, if you look through her books right now, you know that the next one coming's going to be even better. So,
This one just came out in Japan, actually.
Yeah, that's what you said. The Japanese version. I noticed it's slightly smaller.
It's smaller and it's lighter. And
for little Japanese hands.
Well, I mean, in Japan, they have small spaces that they live in, so they always say, even when you have an exhibit in Japan, make your images small so that they can fit in their spaces. So I really love they did a beautiful job of it, and I'm really happy to finally have it in the Japanese marketplace because so many huge guitar aficionados in Japan.
Absolutely. Another thing too, 108 Rockstar guitars. We've covered this before on previous interviews, but for people that are looking at this for the first time, explain the concept between about 108 Rockstar guitars.
Well, everyone always uses the 100 greatest, the 101 greatest, and it's just overused. I'm a yogi for many, many years, and the number 108 is a cosmic number in yoga philosophy. When you see swamis, the gurus, they have beads around their neck, a prayer bead. It's called a mala. And there's always 108 beads on those because the early astrologers, the Vedic astrologers in India, they used to analyze the stars, and they discovered that there are 108 circumferences of the Earth to the sun, and then you could actually fit 108 circumferences of the Earth around the sun, and there's 100 circumferences of the moon that can go around the Earth. So this was like a huge concept to them. So the number 108 became a very special number. When you go to India, the emergency call box numbers, it's 108.
108. You've told me so many different coincidences that have come up, just cosmically on the number 108 in your life. It's amazing.
You can Google it. 108 has its own Wikipedia page because there's so much information about this number 108. So music is a cosmic, it takes you to nirvana. It takes you to a place of joy, to sadness. It moves you. Music is an international language, and it's cosmic. So I wanted there to be a cosmic element in my book so that I could talk about this.
Sure.
So that's why I called my book 108 Rockstar Guitars.
So there you go, right there. Really, always good to talk to you. Anything else that you might want to add for 2020? What's going on? Anything that you look forward to at NAMM in particular? Something new?
I always look forward to seeing my friends that come through. I've made so many friends at NAMM over the years. This is my 7th year having a booth, and it's the way for me because everyone comes in here and I can sit here and be comfortable and invite people in to rest their bones for a while from walking around NAMM. It's just always a pleasure to see the new things that come out. I haven't been able to get out of my booth this year yet, but I can't wait to get up to the Fender booth and see the Fabergé $1 million guitar.
I know, $1 million guitar at the Fender booth. It's amazing.
Gibson's got some cool stuff going on up there. Just come by and see me and say hello. Would love to see people.
At booth number 4134, right by the ladies' room door, too, just so you know. The ladies' room is right next door, so it's very convenient for the ladies.
And watch for for me to drop my book next year, Immortal and Immortal Guitars. And look forward to rocking with you guys and sharing my work.
Thanks for talking with us here at Vintage Rock, as always. My good friend, Lisa Johnson, 108 Rockstar Guitars. NAMM 2020. 108rockstarguitars.com. So NAMM 2020.